Hi, I'm Jeff Gould with Jim Riefenberger. We're talking about significance, and I'm just going to lay it out this way because I think this is what we see commonly, right? You start out in life and it's difficult, and you're just trying to get the hang of it, right? You're just trying to figure out how to get the hang of it. And so eventually you do. And then what happens? Oh my, think about these. I fell into a rut. I got into autopilot. Day after day, life turns gray like the skin on a dying man. Have you heard that song lyric? Everybody's working for the weekend. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. What happened to these people? Jim Riefenberger is with us. He's our business chaplain. I was talking to a man yesterday, and he said, Jeff, can you talk to my team? I believe our problem is engagement. I said, tell me more. He said, well, that statistics that says that 70% of people are not engaged at work. We have a pretty good workforce, but that is something I'm really focusing on this next year, engagement.
Yeah, definitely in a work culture, engagement is just, being present, being involved, being part of the mission, part of the why. And I think sometimes we just show up for a paycheck and we kind of get called into the autopilot mode, and then it just continues until finally we don't even realize that we're in autopilot and it's comfortable there.
Yeah, that's true, isn't it? It may be boring, but it is comfortable. What are the symptoms in your mind of somebody whose life is an autopilot? I'll just give you some of my perceptions. This is a person who gets out of bed and immediately wonders what day of the week it is. They're obsessed with it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is hump day. Well, Thursday is the day before Friday. Friday, it's almost quitting time. Also, the weather, right? If the weather is good or bad, they just have to think about that. No, it's terrible. I wish I didn't have to go into work today. Or it's nice outside. I wish I didn't have to go into work today. What's for supper tonight? Let's watch a movie. I'll take my phone and scroll through it. I mean, what other things do you see, Jim?
Yeah, I took a few notes there, Jeff. I was just thinking in terms of health. Um, Yeah, you're conditioned to drinking your coffee at a certain time. You're conditioned to
Now,
eating
don't
snacks
wait a
loading
minute.
sugar.
Wait a minute. You're not talking about coffee, are you? All right, we're going to have to do this whole show again. I got to find a new partner. Don't be talking about my coffee. No, but you're right, though, right? The ritual of the coffee. I don't even know if it tastes good. It's what I do, though. Anyway, keep going. Keep going.
You have a snack at 8 o'clock at night because it's comfortable. You say you're busy running to your kid stuff and you're super busy and you don't have time, but the last time you took time for anything that's relevant has been months. You fall into watching TV shows night after night or scrolling on your phone because it's autopilot.
But you'll justify it, right? Because I remember this. You come home and you're just stressed. So I'm just gonna sit in front of this TV and just relax for a little bit. And then the little bit turns into time. Now, here is what is really, I think, is dangerous, right? Television shows would lock you into 1 hour or 1/2 hour, and you knew that. But the trouble with the phone or TikTok or these other videos, they're just 2 to 3 minutes long. And you think, I can do that. And all of a sudden you look up and go, oh my goodness, I have been scrolling through my phone looking at stupid videos for 98 minutes.
I was thinking about the last three current people that have joined Significance Masterclass. In that moment where the shoulders kind of drop and they kind of lean in, they want to get unstuck. And as I'm listening to it, there's a lot of information, almost too much information, but they they haven't made a decision. Now, if they could make a decision, then that clears the way.
What gets them stuck? Why do they feel stuck? Why is their shoulders slumped?
They're not asking the right question. Like a common thing is I think I'd like to get maybe into this. but I don't know if I need the education for this. I don't know if I have the skills for this. Um, I would suggest when they pull out their journal, as we'll find two or three people that do that, and we just ask them that. What's it like to do your job? What's the tough part? What works easy? Did you need that education? What did you need to do this? And I think you'll
Well,
find
so
out a lot of reasons that you didn't know.
Well, this is, I hate to sound like Captain Obvious, but isn't that like the obvious solution? Are they just like going like, well, wait a minute, I should actually talk to somebody who does the job? And are they going like, duh, why didn't I think of that? Are they saying like, well, I don't know that I really want to talk to them because then that'll mean that maybe I have to think about it.
What would be lying, Jeff, if you and I aren't the same people?
Yes,
Because
exactly.
it's a self-worth question, right? They've looked inside the problem so long, they're questioning their self-worth. Could I do that? Would I be any good at that? Am I smart enough at that? What if I get asked a question I can't answer? Do I have to have a license for that? I mean, just things that just go on and really have nothing to do with most things that we have as jobs.
Yeah, let's look at this. I started this podcast 7 seasons ago. Oh my goodness. You should do a podcast, Jeff. Oh boy. And technology. Everybody has their issues, but mine is technology. Oh, now I gotta find somebody who does it. And they
Yeah.
all got an opinion, and they all tell you what you should do. And what you really want to do is just, will you just show me? But I don't want you to show me because if you show me, then I have to actually do it.
Yeah. Like when we talk about this podcast, Jeff, I mean, you and I have talked about this. You had radio experience, TV experience, podcast experience. I have a lot of experience coaching people, but I don't stand in front of a camera or this Zoom meeting, and I don't like it because I like interacting with the person that I'm talking to. And I'm talking probably to a bunch of people I have never met. And so then my insecurities build in my head and I don't feel comfortable. And then you have to remind me that just look in the camera, be yourself.
And then you have
Yeah,
to
they're
remind
getting better, right? Our podcasts are getting better because I'm just leaning into that. So being vulnerable, like I remember you're like, hey, you got to get a mic, you got to get a light, you got to get this. I know nothing about these things. But here's the reason I'm doing it today, and the same reason I want you to get out of autopilot. If I were to stay in autopilot, it'd be because I'd be about my own insecurities. What's making me do this is you who are listening that I can better your life. That's the reason I'm doing. I'm quitting thinking about me and I'm thinking about you. If I want to change people's lives and get the most out of my life, I have to do this in order for people to know it exists. So that's me being vulnerable. And that's what kind of happens in significance is we just kind of let some of those things drop down and we start figuring out where we got to be.
So if we stay on autopilot, that means that we have to admit to ourselves that we are living in insecurity and fear. Oh boy, nobody likes to say that out loud, but that's what it is. And the second thing that I heard you say that I really appreciate, we've talked about this in the past, it's probably too difficult to make a change just for yourself. But if you can do it for another person, that gives you the extra oomph. If you're looking for significance, if you're looking for the next step, join us. This is what we're doing. We're just helping people in groups of three at a time walk that path. And that is getting you out of autopilot because the most dangerous thing of autopilot is time goes so fast. And then you get that horrible word called regret, which we will talk about in our next program. Until that time, I'm Jeff Gould.
Jim Riefenberger.
God bless.